for those who hate among us. Now, when we don't pray, when we are afflicted, you know what it does? It prolongs the affliction. And we never get well, and we never get healed, and we become bitter. And there are so many folks in the church who are bitter. They've lost the joy of their salvation because of affliction, and they didn't do what the Bible said they should do. We do every other thing but what God said we should do. Anyone afflicted among you, let him. Lift up your hand, pray in the Holy Ghost for 1 minute, please. Kidabo shakahadas. Legadi borodo kati sadahasa. Shelagi dolo gronde ki prosetas. Le carido kosi kadahasis. Ekidolo grodima. Mosiko molohosa. Ikelo kosadahas. Meila kadiba ansida. Open your mouth. Shiko bolose. Kedekiso. Somebody cry out. Ikadalabro sende. Let the affliction be lifted. Ipokadabahasa. Le kadiboko lahadahasis. Le mara hadon hadon mei kidala haduliasa. Thank you. Thank you. You know, I've dealt with so many things, and people ask me all the time, and they say, what is the secret? Sometimes it's like you're down, you're finished, and suddenly you are back again, and you are more anointed and dangerous than before. And I've said, I've learned to speak in other tongues. I've learned to talk to the Father. I've learned to stay in the throne room. And when you stay in the throne room and you learn the skills of high-level intercessory prayer, you can override every adversary. You can override every situation the enemy brings to you. Shout yes. Come with me to Luke the 18th chapter, reading from the first verse to the 8th verse. Luke the 18th chapter. I want to give you some keys. You know, I love preaching, and I love to see people excited, screaming and jumping and feeling good. I love that. It makes me happy too. But I'm sick and tired of seeing the devil messing with God's kids. And they don't know what to do, because after the excitement, when the enemy comes at you, you don't need to call on me, on my name. You must have some keys. When he comes at you, you got to know what to do. I remember when I got saved, and my father was a Freemason, and he was a grand wizard for the Freemason. And my dad had a snake in the house we're living in, and he communicates with the snake. And he was an ambassador. He traveled and went to London, and one of my bishops and I, he's been with me for 40 years, and I said to him, I want us to fast for 3 days and let's kill this snake. And it was just between us. None of our wives, nobody knew about it. And on the second day, my dad called me from London, and he said, son, I said, Dad, he said, that snake, make sure nobody kills it, because it's not going to hurt anybody. I said, what did he say? He said, make sure nobody kills my snake, because it's not going to hurt anybody. And I said, wow. That was a familiar spirit. He knew what we were thinking or what we were planning by a familiar spirit. You see, they also have a word of knowledge. They also have a word of wisdom. Like we have word of knowledge and word of wisdom, they also have it. We have to understand how the enemy works. It seems to me that the church is so ignorant of the workings and the adversary's devices. You can't overcome your opponent if you don't have understanding and knowledge about him. And I told my bishop, I said, you know what? It looks like the old man knows our move, so let's just leave it alone. And one time I was a young preacher, and he said to me, he said, son, come here. And I went, he was huge and very powerful. And he said, follow me. And he took me to one of his properties. And we had these coconut trees standing there. And there were fruits on all the coconut tree except one. And he spoke to the tree and said, I will come back next year. And if there is no fruit on you, I will cut you down. Do you hear me? And he walked off.